Hi, I'm Ellie. I've got a short yoga flow for us today. This one is yoga for sciatica. So, we're going to be doing a lot of hip mobility, a lot of asymmetrical forward folds to really get into that area, the sacrum area, where the sacral plates and the SI nerve can sort of jam together and create pain. So find yourself in a comfortable seat. If you can sit in a crisscross applesauce style, that's perfect. If not, find a block or a bolster to sit on. You may elevate the hips very slightly onto a folded up blanket if that feels better in your body. And then start to breathe deeply into the pelvic floor, all the way into the root of your torso. Extending the breath a bit on the exhale as you squeeze and lift the pelvic floor muscles in and up. On the inhale, breathing air into your lungs from the bottom up, expanding the lungs, the ribs in all directions as the crown grows a little taller. Exhaling again deep into the pelvic floor, noticing the very lowest part of your back, the sacrum, the coccyx. And as you extend the breath out, as you begin to squeeze in the sphincter muscles, the pelvic floor, notice the sacral plate may begin to slightly move. As you inhale, keep that lift in the pelvic floor as you breathe in, expanding. And then exhaling one more time here. And maybe through the mouth, maybe releasing a little sound. And then if you had the eyes closed, you may gently open them. Turn to face the short side of your mat if you're not already there. Extend the legs out. Plant your hands behind your body, fingers face forward. Lean back into the fingertips, taking a couple little bounces with the legs, just starting to feel into the hip sockets where the femur bones meet the torso. Starting a conversation with your body today. You might windshield wiper the feet out a couple times just to get the joints lubricated. We're producing synovial fluid, preparing our body for movement. Find stillness. Take a big breath in as you extend the arms up overhead. Cross the ankles once again. Exhaling the thumbs through the center of the heart. Plant the hands in front of you. Walk over the legs. Tabletop. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Knees under hips. Option to press the tops of the feet down or tuck the toes. Begin with some cat-cows, inhaling as you lift the crown, the gaze, the chest, the sit bones, dropping the belly. Exhale into cat, round the back, push the floor away. Inhaling into your cow. Exhaling into your cat. On the next inhale, find a neutral spine. Send the hips back, almost like you're about to sit back into a child's pose. And then send your hips over to the right, as if in a semicircle. Bringing the chest forward, the shoulders come over the wrists. Now send the hips back and around towards the heels, and then over to the left as you shift forward. If this is problematic for your knees, tuck your toes. If you need a little more stability, perhaps bringing the knees together will help. After a few of these, we'll come back to a tabletop. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Descend the tailbone towards the wall behind you. Reach your crown towards the wall in front. If your knees aren't touching, go ahead and bring the legs together and inhale the right leg back. Lengthen through the toes, tractioning the leg long. Hug your hands and your arms into your center line as you bend the right knee. Flex your foot. Now lift the heel as high as you can. Exhale, turn your shin parallel to the mat so the heel drops as the knee rises, squeezing your right knee into your right shoulder. And knee to nose. Draw in, round the back. Inhale. Send the leg back to its starting place. Bend the knee, flex the foot, lift the heel. One more time, just like that. Turn your shin parallel, heel drops, knee rises. Knee to elbow or higher, maybe all the way up to the shoulder, contracting the right oblique, the side body. Continue the exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send your right foot back, lift the heel. This time, we'll reverse that, hugging knee to nose first. Rounding back. As you lengthen out the spine, tap the right knee to the right tricep. Take your shin out, flex the foot, almost into a fire hydrant shape. Now drop the knee, lift the heel as you bring your leg back to its starting point. One more time, just like that. Exhale, knee to nose, round the back. Push the fingertips into the floor. Right knee to right tricep. Fire hydrant. Drop the knee, lift the heel, bring your leg back around. This time, exhale your knee to your nose and step through, coming into a low lunge. Great place for blocks underneath the hands here. Take a big breath in as you lift and lengthen the spine, coming onto the fingertips or the blocks if you need a little extra height. On your exhale, send the hips back. Find a boxy stance here. So your right knee is directly over the ankle. Now heel toe your right foot out a bit, bringing both hands on the inner arch of your right foot. You can take your blocks with you here, coming up a little higher if you need the space. We'll take the left shin, we'll pick up the foot and angle the foot in. So we're opening the hips here. And begin some circles. Moving the pelvis and sweet little circles first in one direction. Now let's switch, go the other direction, noticing the difference between the sides. Really working the rotation in the low back and the pelvis. Think of making small circles with the coccyx. That's the tailbone. Now, try figure eights. As awkward as it may feel, find somewhere to start, and over time, you'll gain more and more control over these movements. It goes the other way with our figure eights now. Just doing your best. The main thing here is that we're getting the femur bones moving, we're getting the sacral plate moving. Pause. Bring the left shin back to center. Frame your right foot with your hands. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Tuck your left toes. Lift your left knee off the mat. Find some buoyancy here, eventually stepping the left foot forward to meet the right. Take hips width between the inner arches, so about 2 fists here. On your breath in, lift and lengthen the spine. Keep a generous bend in the knees as you fold over your legs. Bend into the left knee, straight on the right. Bend into the right knee, straighten the left, finding a little movement here. And now we'll relax. Deeply bend the knees, grab opposite elbows, forearms. Sway back and forth, bounce the belly off the thighs a couple times. Whatever you'd like here. On your inhale, lift the spine halfway, release the bind in the hands. On the exhale, we'll heel toe the feet together, rooting through the four corners of the feet. You can still have a little bend in the knees here. Option to roll the weight forward in the balls of the feet, and that's not the option. The option is to grab a couple of blocks here to put in between the floor and the hands if you need more height. Now, as you root down into the feet, start to pull them away on your sticky mat. So feel the resistance. Rise up from the feet, through the legs, all the way into the hips. Hug the sit bones together. Continue to pull the legs apart, feeling the hips open. Release that. Now lift and lengthen the spine on the inhale. Cross your right leg around the left so the ankles cross. Roll the weight forward once again. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. We'll begin to hug the outer arches of the feet together here. Again, working at spaciousness in the sacral area. Relax the neck, drop the crown, and breathe. Unwind the legs, sending the right foot back. Seal the heel down. Now take a quarter turn to the right, finding wide legs. Pigeon toe the feet so the toes are in, heels out. Take a breath in, traction the spine long. On the breath out, fold down. Doesn't matter how far you get. It doesn't matter if the legs are straight. If this feels good, you can stay here. Or you can start to bend into the knees. First the left and then the right. Working a little more movement in the leg bones and the hips. Nice. Now we'll lift and lengthen the spine, taking a quarter turn to the back of the mat. Heel toe your right foot over to the left side for pigeon, half pigeon. This is something you can do on your back as well. If you've got a lot of space underneath the right hip, slide a block underneath. Bring the floor up to you. Take a couple breaths to allow your body to soften into the shape, not forcing anything. If you're ready, start to walk yourself down. Slow, checking in with each movement. Maybe you make it all the way down, form a pillow with your hands, resting your head. And it's super important to keep the hips square here. So actively drawing the right hip back, dropping the left hip forward. And on your next inhale, lift your forehead, plant your hands, press yourself up, tuck your left toes, send your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Give it a little shake. And then release. Take a breath in, lift the sit bones. Take a breath out, push your belly towards your thighs. The next breath in ripples your body forward, high plank. Drop the knees, tabletop. Now take that whole sequence again on the other side. Inhale, left leg back. Oh, let's bring the knees together first. Then we'll inhale, left leg back. Bend your knee, flex your foot. Fire hydrant. Take your left knee out to the side, drop the heel. Keep exhaling, squeeze your left knee to the left elbow or higher. Contract the navel to spine, knee to nose touch. Round the back. Inhale, back where we started. Foot is flexed, knee up, heel up. One more time on that side. Fire hydrant the left shin, drop the ankle, lift the knee. Squeezing the left side body, knee to shoulder. Knee to nose, round the back, push into your fingertips. Now send the knee back, lift the heel, flex the foot. Now we'll reverse. Squeeze knee to nose, left knee to shoulder, or as high up as you can. Flex the foot, fire hydrant. Drop the knee, lift the heel, send your left leg back to place. One more time. Exhale, knee to nose, left knee to left shoulder. Fire hydrant, flex the left foot, back to where we started, tiger. Exhale, knee to nose. This time, stepping into your low lunge, left foot to left thumb. Inhale, walk the hands forward on the floor or blocks, lift the heart, lengthen the spine. Exhale, shift the hips back, finding a boxier stance, squeezing the inner thighs together. Noticing as we hug the inner thighs to center, the low back becomes a little more spacious. Heel toe your left foot out to the left a bit so you can bring both hands to the inner arch of the left foot. Pick up your right shin, take your right foot in, kickstanding the shin, bringing in some little hip circles. And if this is the first time you've done these, they're definitely quite awkward. So just being with that sense of awkwardness, maybe even leaning into it, welcoming it. Let's switch directions with the circles. And then we'll take the figure eights. Just doing your best. Letting the goal be to move your body rather than to do everything perfectly. Let's switch directions with the figure eights. All right. When you feel even, send your right foot back. Heel to your left foot in. Frame your left foot with your hands. Tuck your right toes. Lift your right knee off the mat. Find a little bounce off the back foot and step your right foot to meet the left. The feet are wide. Inhale, lift and lengthen. The exhale folds you down. Interlock the hands behind the back. Option to grab a strap here. Bend the knees deeply so the belly rests on the thighs, the chest on the knees, and the neck can soften as the crown descends to the floor. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, bend the right knee deeply, straighten the left leg. Root the ball of the left foot into the floor as you twist, looking up and over the left shoulder. Come back to center. Bend into the left knee, straighten the right leg, twisting, looking over the right shoulder. Root through the ball of the right foot. Come back to center, move through that once more. Bend right knee, straighten left. Bend left, straighten right. And find center, bending into both knees. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Root through the feet. Heel toe the feet together. Heel toe the feet together, then root through the feet. Pushing down into the four corners, big toe mound, baby toe mound, either side of the heel. Starting to pull the legs apart. Feel this energy. Rise up through the legs, into the outer hips, into the sacral area and the back body. Lift your spine halfway, crossing the left ankle over the right this time. Finding a rootedness into your foundation as you hug the knife edges of the feet together, rolling the weight into the balls of the feet and folding down. Inhale, lift halfway, send your left leg back. Straighten both legs, lengthen through the spine. Take a quarter turn to the left, coming back into your wide-legged fold. Breathe in, lift halfway. Breathe out, fold over the legs, letting the crown hang heavy. Send the heel further away from your midline than the toes. And as you root through the outer edges of the feet, feel the inner thighs turn on. Lift the sit bones a little higher, maybe even walking your hands out in front of you, tractioning the spine a little longer. Feeling the length come all the way up into the tailbone, the sacrum, the lumbar spine. Inhale, walk yourself up. Quarter turn to the left. We set up for pigeon pose. Heel to left foot over to right ankle. Find your setup, dropping the hips, being really careful here to work on that square of the hips, taking the outer right hip forward, outer left hip back. That ensures we get a nice opening in the sacral plate. As you inhale, lift the chest, open the heart, and as you exhale, walk yourself down. Taking any variation here you choose, opting to flip onto your back if that's more your style. On your next inhale, firm into the hands. Start to walk yourself up. Tuck your right toes. Lift your right knee off the mat. Scoop the belly in. Send the left leg back. Three-legged dog. Shake it out. And then place your left foot back down. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And a cleansing exhale through the mouth. Look to your hands. Come high up onto the balls of the feet. Bend your knees and take little baby steps to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway as you arrive. Exhale, heel toe the feet apart, bend into the knees, Malasana squat. Toes out, heels in, hands to heart center. Roll the shoulders back, lift through the spine. Pushing into the feet, driving the heels apart on your sticky mat isometrically so that the muscles turn on, but you're not moving the feet. Squeeze the outer glutes to stabilize the sacrum. One more breath here. And on your exhale, plant the hands, lift the hips, bring your toes to center, and fold. On the inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. On the exhale, we'll make our way into a seat. So however you want to get there, extend the legs out in front of you. We'll give them another little shake here. Plant the hands behind you, fingers forward, to windshield wiper the toes in either direction. Nice. Now let's take a couple little circles, one way first, and then the other. Just noticing any difference from the first time we did this. All right, I've got a couple more poses for you. Coming into half shoelace. This one first, we'll take the right leg up and over the left, and we'll start to draw the heel out either to the outer edge of the left side of your mat, or if you're feeling a little more open in the hip to the knee, you can start to draw your heel a little closer to the left thigh. Take a breath in, lift the spine. On your breath out, start to walk your upper body down to any degree possible, walking the flesh away from the sit bones as you angle the pelvis forward. Breathe. Stay active in the straightened leg. And as you exhale, let each breath out bring you down just a little more. Keep the spine long and the heart lifted. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to deepen. The next inhale walks you up. We'll send the right leg back out to meet the left, and then bring the left leg in. Stacking the knees. Option to have the shin a little more parallel with the top of your mat. Option to bring the heel in closer to the outer right thigh. Find some length in the spine on the inhale. The exhale walks you forward. Keeping a long, flat back, the heart leads. Not working towards any particular depth, just noticing the stretch. Finding your edge today. Finding some length on the inhale and some depth on the exhale. And the next inhale walks you back up. We'll send the left leg out here. Bend the knees, scoot your seat forward. Reach your arms out, scoop your belly in, and slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. Take the arms up overhead or out to the sides, cactusing the elbows, and then walk the feet in a little closer so they're under the knees. Take your feet wide, bring your knees together, feeling the spaciousness in the low back, breathing into that space. And then gently squeezing navel to spine, firming the front body as you draw the knees into the chest. Give them a little squeeze here. And then take them in little circles. First clockwise, then counterclockwise. Massaging the low back, releasing any remaining tension. Pausing in center. Plant the feet. Pick up the hips, take them a little to the left, drop the knees to the right for a gentle twist. Look over the left shoulder. Integrating all of the changes into our body here. sealing in the benefits of our practice. Come back to center, bring the hips to center, and then a little to the right. Taking the knees to the left to gaze over the right shoulder. I like to think of the twist as a preemptive shavasana. It's a nice way to integrate the changes before we find absolute stillness. And coming back to center, bring the hips back to neutral, hug the knees in one more time, giving yourself a tight squeeze. Shavasana. Extend your legs out, take your arms out, let the toes flop out and the fingers curl up. You might walk the shoulder blades in a bit here, lifting the back of the head to tuck the chin. And letting your whole body relax and melt into the earth. If you've got a little bit of time to spend here, I encourage you to do so. 5, 10 minutes if you can. Or if you're ready, you can begin to wiggle fingers and toes, rolling off to one side before pressing yourself up to find a seat. Bringing hands to heart center. Once you arrive, take a big breath in through the nose, nourishing inhale. Cleansing exhale through the mouth. Please join me for one Om to close. Take a deep breath in. Bring your thumbs to your forehead. The light within me sees, recognizes, and honors your very special light. Namaste.